Well, colleagues, welcome. Welcome to Australia. For those of you that are feeling the effects of jet lag, get used to it. Those of us from Australia that travel to your meetings, now you know why we look the way we do and go to start snoring halfway through your meeting. So it's really not that bad. You'll get used to it after a week or so. That's what people keep telling me. Anyway, welcome. This is an impressive turnout, I have to say. When we first decided to have this workshop here in Australia, we were worried that people wouldn't come en masse in the numbers, but because of the tyranny of distance. But it seems that I was mistaken. Registrations are getting up very close to that 200 mark, which is close to the benchmark for participants. So we believe it's going to be a very, very good workshop this week. The IGS is at that point in time where it needs to do a lot of stargazing, Chris's crystal ball, looking forward a little bit. We did celebrate 20 years of IGS at the Pasadena workshop. And if you think about the name change from GPS service to GNSS service, that means that the GNSS service is within the next year or two becoming a teenager. It's been over a decade since the name change has occurred, and yet we still struggle with some of the transition from GPS to GNSS. Like all good teenagers, if they're not given the direction they need, they turn into bad teenagers. So this is our opportunity to think about where, as a collective, we want to go over the next half a decade or the next decade. By 2020, we'll see most of the constellations, hopefully, in fully operational status, which will be a really big step forward for GNSS users globally. The applications that people come to use GNSS for, speak of the devil, there he is. Craig Roberts, for those of you who don't know him, keep going, Craig. Good, the aircon's now on, magic button. So we're at that point in time where we really do need to think about where we've been, the lessons we've learnt from where we've been and where we're going as a collective. Like all of the services, the IGS is a collective of participating agencies. There's over 200 different agencies and entities across the planet that contribute in a variety of different ways, from people offering one or two stations to some of the groups that make really profound contributions to the IGS. But all of us together work towards the same common goal. The IGS has evolved a lot over its 20-some years. As was pointed out by the previous speakers, it has evolved a lot, so we should expect that it will continue to evolve to meet the needs of our users. So that's part of the discussion that we need to have this week. I know there will be a lot of very, very valuable technical discussion about solving the small challenges, but whilst you're doing that, also keep in mind the really big challenges, where we want to be when we meet again in 18 months, wherever that might be. That decision will be taken later in this week. But more importantly, where we'll be in 5 years' time, what the IGS will look like, what are the products we'll be producing by that stage, how will our stakeholders regard us as the IGS, how will we manage to resource the ever-growing number of products that people are expecting us to deliver or wanting us to deliver. These are all challenges that we need to think about, because as participants we're faced with these challenges just about every day. Certainly they come up every governing board meeting. But I do welcome you to Australia and of course to Sydney. The venue I'm hoping will suit the needs. From my perspective, it's a very, very good venue, nice and compact, but in the middle of a very, very nice setting, so you can wander out of here for fresh air at any stage. Thankfully it's not as hot as it potentially could have been. I know some of you are struggling a little bit with the heat. But it's really not that bad for here. So I look forward to a great workshop. GNSS Futures, we're going to hear shortly from Oliver, and I'm sure Oliver will take us through many of the big challenges and many of the little challenges that we can face in a GNSS Futures. We'll spend the rest of the week then trying to work through as a collective how we resolve those challenges. Thank you and welcome.